it's Sherry from A Quilting Life, and I'm back with the pre-cut project series, Jelly Roll Quilts and Projects Part 2. As I mentioned in the first video I did with jelly rolls, I ended up having a lot of quilts and projects that I've done with them. So I divided it into 2 videos. So if you missed that first one, be sure you go back and watch it because there's more jelly roll quilts in that video. Okay, so for today, I'm going to start out with some of the smaller projects that you can do with jelly roll strips. And the first one is a simple patchwork bag that you can trim and this is great to use, when you have just a little bit left of your jelly roll strip and you don't know what to do with it. Cut it into 2.5-inch squares, and this is a free tutorial on my blog that I'll link to. Another tutorial, and I've also done a video tutorial for this one, this patchwork bag. Great way to use extra squares that you've cut from your leftover jelly roll strips. So these 2 are really great, quick and fast projects when you have those small pieces left over. This next one is a table runner that uses a jelly roll. And this is also a free tutorial on my blog. And I have made, I don't want to say dozens, but I've made at least a dozen of these because I do them seasonal too. I'll use Christmas jelly roll strips or Halloween jelly roll strips or 4th of July jelly roll strips because it's just a great way to make a table runner. And this one has 5 blocks, but I've also done 3-block versions that are just as cute and for a smaller space. So I will definitely link where you can go to get the free tutorial for this runner as well. Now this one is a wall hanging. This is the Spools pattern by Camille Ross Kelly, and it's super cute because it's just jelly roll strips and you put them together by color to make your thread spools. So you will need a contrasting fabric or fabrics for the tops and bottoms of the spools, but this is a really fun, fast, and easy quilt. And I believe she has another version of this quilt out now as well. This one came out first. But I believe she has another version out where you can make an even bigger quilt, and I think it might be called Spools 2. I'll look that up and link that in the description below. Okay, this next quilt is my daughter, Chelsea Stratton. This is her Hearts at Home quilt, and it uses a jelly roll. And this is a scrappy one that she did. I think she's made about 3 of these quilts now, and this one she hasn't even bound it. I told her, bring me some binding and I'll bind it for you. But love how she used, divided it by color. She has other versions of this quilt that are scrappy, and but this is a great quilt. You make the cute little heart blocks for the center of your log cabin, and then you use your jelly roll strips for the outer log cabins. So another great fun quilt. Oh, I do have her other version. So this is her original version, and this is with our Walkabout collection. So same quilt, and she also used, this one was really fun because she was able to use the lighter jelly roll strips for the light portions of the log cabin block, and I believe you might have to get a little bit of extra yardage of some of your lights to make it in this way. But I'll have that pattern linked below. This one is Beachcomber. This is a jelly roll project that I made with our Desert Bloom collection. And it's kind of, I don't know, one of those pixelated style blocks that goes together really quickly. And I was also able to use the lighter jelly roll strips along with the dark. So you really do use all of your jelly roll with this, and then you're just going to need border and binding and background. This is one of my early jelly roll patterns. This is called Oasis, and this is made with our Valley collection, which is our 2nd collection that we did a while ago. So really fun jelly roll project that is set on point. So takes a little bit more time because it's set on point, but just a really great way to use a jelly roll or use scraps that you have from other jelly rolls, since the pieces are a bit smaller for this one. Okay, I'm actually going to set these down on the chair so they don't get too tall. This one is a Jelly Roll quilt called Anasazi that I designed for our first fabric collection, Bright Sun, and it features kind of you know, a chevron wave with all the Jelly Roll strips, and this one was really fun to put together. And I've also taught a class for this one and really enjoyed seeing how this looks great in lots of different fabric collections. It looks really cute in holiday collections of all kinds. I've seen it red, white, and blue, Halloween, Christmas, and they're all really fun. You do need to really pick a background fabric that you liked, because there is a lot of background in this one. And I used this one with the small little tone-on-tone arrows just to add more interest. So I'd really suggest using a low volume background on this one. And then one more to share with you today is, this is called Happy Friday, and this is, I actually think it might be the first Jelly Roll quilt I designed. I used a fun beachy themed fabric, and this quilt can be made actually from a layer cake or a Jelly Roll. So the pieces don't need to be too long, and so you keep some of them in strips and then others you cut up to make the patchwork sections. But Happy Friday is a really fast and fun Jelly Roll quilt. Okay, in the last video I shared some books with you with Jelly Roll patterns, and I want to do that again today. The first one I'm going to share is Jelly Filled. This has 18 different quilts with jelly rolls, and it's by my friend Vanessa Gertzen. I actually made one of the quilts in here for her booth at Quilt Market last fall. And so I'll pop a picture of it. She has the quilt, but I'll pop a picture of it up in the video. It's a really fun heart quilt with Jelly Roll strips. But all of the designs in this book are just great. Vanessa did a great job with this book. The next book is by Susan Aki, and she is a hoot. I'm so glad I finally got to meet her at Quilt Market. If you follow quilters on Instagram, you'll know her as Yard Girl 60, and she is so prolific. She makes quilt blocks every day. She embroiders, cross stitches. I don't know how many books she's up to. Four books? Yeah, I'm sure she has more in the works. She is just crazy productive. She lives in Florida, and she has a beautiful photography in her home. But this is her Jelly Roll strip book, and really some fun projects in here that I can't wait to make. Lots of scrappy ones too. She sells a lot with scraps. So I feel like she might even take her Jelly Rolls all apart when she buys them and separate them by color, because her quilts are just gorgeous and colorful. Okay, two more books. They're both by Kim Brackett and Scrap Basket Beauties. And this has other scraps too, but she also has Jelly Roll projects. And then Scrap Basket Sensations, and these are all Jelly Roll quilts. But Kim Brackett is another person that I feel like she's in Florida too. I haven't met her in person, but we've followed each other's blogs for 10 years, I'm thinking. So I was really excited when she started writing quilt books, and her projects are always really a lot of fun. So these are two more great books, and I will link all of these books in the description and all the patterns for the single quilts as well. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this Jelly Roll Quilts and Projects video. Remember, there was a Jelly Roll Quilts video, part 1, and I've already done a charm pack video. Upcoming will be layer cakes and honey buns, and we'll eventually get to fat eighths, fat quarters, and mini charms too. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel, and thanks so much for stopping by.